to everyone. Welcome to the Special Education Inner Circle podcast. I'm your host, Catherine Witcher, and I'm excited to talk today about a trend that I'm seeing in the special education community and in the disability community in general, and I love it. I love the trend that I'm seeing of helping people with disabilities fit in and not have to be like everyone else, but give them the tools to fit in a comfortable way. So I was just at the Wisconsin State Fair not that long ago, and I was seeing a lot of adults and children with different types of mobility devices. So wheelchairs, walkers, adaptive strollers, just different things. And I was seeing a lot of this, just kind of different mobility options at the Wisconsin State Fair. And I was specifically thinking about one of the resources that I learned about this summer, and it's called Feeldom. Feeldom is a set of accessible bags that you can attach to wheelchairs and strollers and walkers, and it makes the person who is in the mobility device more comfortable, more, access to their own tools, more independence, and that's really important. And I thought about that specifically again when I was at the beach. I went to California. I was doing some special education, professional development for teachers, took some time to walk on the beach, and there was an adaptive wheelchair that was made for the beach out there on the beach. And I noticed that this wheelchair had many, many different bags attached to the wheelchair. Just like I saw at the Wisconsin State Fair, I saw all the different mobility supports, and then I saw a lot of different bags just kind of hanging off the back of the chair. So it's really important as we're looking at this back to school season and we're looking at what's happening, that we are making sure that we are supporting our students who have disabilities, who have different needs for how to access their environment, that we're helping them fit in by not making them change, but actually supporting what their needs are. I'm going to give you another example. This summer, I was at the Master AP Coach Conference. So I was leading this conference with Master AP coaches that flew in from around the country, and I brought these Feeldom bags. I'm going to show them to you in a minute. So if you're listening to this on Apple or Google or Spotify, you can hop over to YouTube and you can actually see what these Feeldom bags look like. But I actually brought these Feeldom bags because I saw this trend happening of making sure that our children and our adults who have disabilities, physical disabilities, that they have the ability to fit in and get things that they like and get things that they want, get things that, other people have that are cool, but they're accessible to them. And so I brought these bags, and I had some extras. Feeldom sent me bags so I could see them. And then they also sent me some bags that I could give away. And the teachers that were coming up to me during this Master IEP Coach event and showing me pictures of their students with grocery bags just hanging off the back of their chairs because they needed so many different bags to fit all their different things. And they were like, can I please have one of the bags? I promise you it's going to go to a student. It's going to get used. They're going to love it. They're going to be so excited for it. And I was like, yes, because that's what we want. Going back to school shopping and finding the perfect backpack, like that's a thing for a lot of students. And we probably have not thought enough, right? Like you and I have not thought enough about the child who's in the wheelchair that doesn't just need one standard backpack, that there's so many different types of just things that they need throughout the day. So let me tell you why Feeldom, I'm going to love this story. I love this story. You guys are going to love this story. Why Feeldom even exists. So Feeldom exists because the designer of the bags was actually asked, before she actually designed the bags, to be the designer of the Olympic uniforms in Korea. And then she was asked to be the designer of the Paralympic uniforms in Korea. And when she was working with the athletes and helping them get accessible clothing, right? So accessible clothing is a thing, like Target has it now, right? So accessible clothing is so important. So, jeans and shirts and things that button different ways, just different fasteners, different accessibility points on the clothing. So this fashion designer is working with the Olympic athletes for the Paralympics. And they're like, hey, could you design us a bag that holds all of our things? It can hold our orthotics. It can hold our nutritional needs. It can hold our change of clothes. It can hold everything that we need. And it's not falling off of our wheelchair or our walker, that it's not requiring us to have, 3 to 5 different bags hanging off of our walker or off of our wheelchair, where we're rustling through things and our caregivers are having trouble, helping us find everything that we need. So this fashion designer designed these bags. How cool is that? And now this is what she does. This is what she does full time, is she is going to the market in Korea and she is designing accessible bags. So let me show you what these are, because it's so important. This trend of making sure that we have accessible supports, and that doesn't just mean a wheelchair ramp, or that doesn't just mean our standard things that we think of in the school. This means making sure that we have everything down to the perfect bag that makes it more accessible throughout the school day or throughout the community. Because remember, an IEP is to prepare a child for further education, employment, independent living. Our goal is not just to make a child successful in school, but also out in the community. And to do that, it takes a lot of work. I don't know about you, but if you're a mom and you have ever tried to get out of the house with kids, and this is without a wheelchair or without a walker or without an adaptive stroller, you already have multiple bags that you're carrying. So just multiply that and then put our mobility device into this, our equipment into this, and it becomes a lot. So let me show you a couple of these cool things. I'm actually going to show you the biggest one first. Ready? So we've got this huge bag. Now check this out. Look at, this is the back of the bag. It's got all these different straps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straps on the back. So we can make sure that this attaches any way that's needed, no matter what type of device that we're using. Then when we turn it around, it's got all these extra access points into this bag. And the quality of it is huge, because I'm going to tell you, after being a special needs sibling for lots of years, my brother just turned 45, okay? And I can tell you that all of the things that were made for the disability community to supposedly make life easier are not always made of the highest quality. A lot of times it's stuff that's put together and it breaks just like everything else. And we need high quality things, right? So when a child or an adult has a disability and they want to fit in by being who they are, but getting the supports and tools that they need, we need to make sure that they are super high quality. That's why I'm sharing Feeldom with you today, because I know if you're in the disability community, you know somebody who needs that adaptable stroller so they can go with their family on the long trip to the zoo, or that they need the wheelchair or the walker. And I want you to know about this. Maybe you don't need it right now, but I want you to know that things like this exist. I want you to know that not only is there a huge bag, but maybe you're multitasking with a communication device and the lunchbox and the preferred toy of the, month that your child's refusing to go out of the house with. And you need something that is not just a bag, but a bag that then you can attach to something else so you can be mobile. That's exactly what I love this little Feeldom one for. So this little Feeldom bag, it's perfect. Velcro straps on the back. Some Velcro. It's a thing. I've been addicted to Velcro ever since I became a special education teacher. So these bags that Feeldom has, it's a complete representation of where our world, where our community is going in helping our students and our adults with disabilities be able to access their environment, because fitting in is important. Walking around with a bunch of grocery bags trying to hold your stuff is not acceptable. It's time that we start advocating as parents, as siblings, as teachers, to make sure that our siblings and our students and our children have the high quality tools that they need that help them fit in and be part of our community by being fully who they are. So I'm going to put the links to the Feeldom bags here. That's just one example, and I'm going to be bringing you many more examples of accessible tools, accessible just, learning tools and community access tools, just things that you need, because again, we're not just preparing a child for the classroom. It's important for us to remember that when we're working together as an IEP team, that we are truly preparing a child for further education, employment, independent living. And that means that we got to pay attention to the details. Everything from what skills are we going to learn in academics? What life skills are we going to learn? And what accessories and what supports do we need to make all of this happen, so our siblings and our students and our children who have disabilities truly become equal members of our community, both inside and outside of school.